Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Indigo Diamond here with another video here to talk about the latest episode of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Season 4. So, before we get into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, and tell me down below who are you rooting for. I am still Team Cheddar Gorgeous. I think a top two would be Cheddar and Danny, but I am rooting for Cheddar. Um, so, this week's episode was the acting challenge. We finally got like a acting challenge. Because we've not had one, have we? The Snatch Game, which was improv. We had the looks. We've had the girl groups. Had a ruse call. Yeah, I don't think we've had an acting challenge yet. Interesting. So yes, acting challenge. It was essentially like Big Brother meets Squid Games, ish, I suppose. It was an interesting one. There wasn't a lot of like great ones. I think Cheddar won. Cheddar definitely, in my opinion, was the best. I think she did a fantastic job. She tried to step out of her comfort zone and do something that she hasn't done yet, which is sort of like the ditzy um, social girl sort of thing, like I don't want to say chavvy, but sort of like the chavvy girls that are like always on their phone, always on their socials, videoing everything. Did a fantastic job, really funny. Um, Danny was the second funniest to me, mainly the fact that the other three weren't like great. Danny was essentially trying to doing it. Davina McCall was essentially what the character that Danny was given was. It was fine. I know it wasn't like an impression challenge, but I don't know. There was something like because it was clear that it was supposed to be Davina McCall was the character, and because of the fact that Danny was doing Danny's accent, which is Liverpudlian, um, it just felt a bit weird. I don't know. I felt like if I I don't know. I feel like for me it would have been funnier if Danny had actually been able to do like Davina's accent, but I don't know. It was fine. It was passable. Um, it wasn't terrible, and I think Danny's character was actually the first to die in it. So then we came to the bottom three. So Pixie Polite ended up being safe this week. Pixie really again was having issues in the challenges this week. She couldn't remember her lines. Pixie was doing the Kim Woodburn-esque character. The impression was there, really good, um, but there wasn't really a lot else to it. She did her lines, she did the actions and that, and the voice was there, and the like isms and stuff like that, the mannerisms, but there wasn't like much else to it. So it was fine, and I do think character-wise, safe was the correct choice for Pixie. Um, I'm. I would like to see Pixie come back in a future, like versus the world, All Stars, whatever it is. I would like to see Pixie come back and just smash it. Like I would love to see her come back in a headspace where she can just know how amazing she is and she can just like smash it, because we all know Pixie is like really funny. We know that she's a great actress. We know she can sing, but there's something that just seems to be holding her back in all the challenges. Um, Obviously, she got a badge for the girl group challenge, but apart from that, like she's done well, but or she's done okay in some instances, or like this one, she did partially well, but she couldn't quite push all the way, and I I just watch her and I'm like, I can see how well you could do in these, and like, the judges have said it as well, and it's just one of those things. I just want her to be able to come back at some point and just slay the competition, essentially. Like, every challenge just be like, yes, I'm great at this, yes, I'm good at this, because I can see she's got it. I really can, and it's sad not to see her be able to execute that. And I mean, I'm saying it's sad. It's got to be so frustrating for Pixie. Um, so I just hope in the future she can come back and she can just smash it, is essentially what I'm saying. Um, the bottom two this week were Jonbers and Black Peppa. I agree, they were definitely the weakest in the challenge. Jonbers had the extra effort of being a winner of, or like a former contestant of another reality show, who has a dog. So not only did they have to do their character, they also had to do the dog as well and interact with the dog, which would have made that slightly more difficult. Black Pepper was like a survivor character, I'm assuming, or something like that. And yeah, the problem is, like, black they kept saying to Black Pepper, you don't shout all the time. We need more than just shouting. And then all Black Pepper did for the entire scenes, all the scenes, was shout. And it's one of those things. I get not everyone is good at things like acting and stuff like that, and Black Pepper keeps going, I'm not good at these challenges. I'm not very good at them, but I can lip sync, and it's almost that Alyssa Edwards mentality, I feel, where they're like, I can't really do the challenges, but I can lip sync, so I'm just going to keep doing that if I have to. And again, Black Pepper's one of those people where I kind of want her to go away and then come back with a better understanding of what she can do, and just, I don't know, almost like more of a willingness to actually, I don't want to say like more of a willingness to try, because I don't think it's necessarily that she's not trying. I don't know. I just think she needs. I mean, who says she wants to come back again if she doesn't win this season anyway? But if she did, I'd like to hope that she'd maybe dip her toe into some of the other things like the acting, comedy and stuff like that, to try and get a feel for what she can do. So then if she did come back in a future season, that she had these skills or like these abilities to kind of draw on to help in these situations. Um, I just it sounds so cheesy. I just want everyone to do well. There's and the thing is, I feel like as much as like it's reality TV show, it's like, for me as an audience member, it's why I enjoyed All Stars 7 so much. So All Stars 7 was the All Winner season, the first one. I still think they should have branded it as the All Winner season and not an All Stars season, because as much as, yes, it's it's Queens coming back and competing again, it's all winners, so it felt like it should have been its own separate thing. But that's a different story for another day. The best thing for me about that was essentially week after week, it was just the Queens coming in, smashing a challenge. When it came to like design challenges, like Jinx wasn't the best. They weren't always great at the design challenges, but like with the rest of them, it's like, even if someone did badly, it was still really good. And for me, that was like so good that I just, and like when I was like, this is what I want. This is what I want. I just want everyone to be able to come in, feel super relaxed. Yes, it's a competition and you want to get to the end, but you can just come in and just do your best the entire season and hope that that's enough to get you to the top. Whereas with like things like All Stars and like the Versus the World series, the drama can be fun, but at the same time, it's like, think about UK versus the world, so chaotic. It's like, and yeah, it was fun to watch, but at the same time, it's like, Jimbo didn't get as far as we would have loved to have seen Jimbo. You know, I think most of us would have liked to have seen Jimbo get to the end. Pangina, again, was one that we would have loved to have got to the end. And then you had people like Juju, where, you know, obviously it was mentioned right in like the last episode and that, or like last couple of episodes, where some things had happened before she came to film that just put her in the wrong headspace. But, you know, unfortunately, you know, she made it all the way to the end, as Juju B always does. But it wasn't her best work, and it was like, you know, if I don't know, it would have been nice to see been like had all of them there for the entire time, just like getting through it, doing the best they can, and then, you know, we probably would have ended up with a final of like Jimbo and Pangina, to be fair, and Pangina probably would have won at that point, I think, the lip syncs and everything. But yeah, it was just, I want everyone to do well, because as a viewer, I really love watching people just perform and perform to the best of their abilities. So, you know, people like Black Peppa, people like Pixie, I think even Jonbers to a certain extent, you know, there's still more they can do to, so if they came back at a later date, they'd be able to just smash it. So I would like to see that happen. With Pixie, it's not so much a case of the skill, it's more of the headspace. Black Pepper, with things like comedy and the acting and that's more of a, I think, like, experience, needs that experience and things like that. And I think Jonbers is, I mean, Jonbers did really well in things like Snatch Game, but like things like this one, maybe it's more about picking which role was actually better for you. I don't know. But yes, we had a bottom two of Black Pepper and Jonbers, a winner of Cheddar, which I very much agree with. I think it's fantastic that Cheddar has won, what, 3 in a row now? And she is now known as Cheddar of the 4 badges. I think that's brilliant. Cheddar's my one to win. Bottom two, Black Pepper, Jonbers, was a very good lip sync, and it ended in a double Shantae. Is it the one I would have given a double Shantae to? I don't know. I'm not really too fussed. I think they still both did very well in the lip sync, so why not? Let's save them both. And now we still have 5 queens for the next episode. Now, you know, I do wonder if they kind of were like, oh, well, you know, we kind of wanted to have 5 for the next episode because of what it is, because it's a stand-up comedy challenge. And I feel like, obviously, if there's like 5 of them, it kind of, with 5 on the stand-up comedy channel, with like the odd number, you've got a chance for it to be like good, bad, good, bad, good. Whereas if you've got an even number, it kind of like, it almost wrecks that format, because you know there's going to be some bad ones in them. And as much as we don't know like how they're going to be ordered, if it's an even number, I feel like there's more opportunity for them to kind of like be more bad in a row. So yeah, I mean, I wonder if that's the case, and they're kind of like, oh well, we haven't used it yet, we'll use it now, and we'll get. Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like if Baby hadn't decided to leave, I could have seen Dakota and Baby being a double stay, because I think they did quite well. Honestly, even Dakota and Pixie together, I think, did quite a good job in their lip sync. So, I mean, I'm not mad at it. You know, Black Pepper and Jonbers have grown on me a lot this season. And I didn't even mention the fact that Jonbers' brother is very cute, very good looking. I definitely, and I'm sure not many people would say no to Jonbers' brother. Yes, please. But yeah, I'm very glad that they're still here, because I still think, you know, they still have more to show. It's nice to give them that opportunity. Honestly, though, I'm nervous about next week, because it's a stand-up comedy challenge, and it's like people like Danny, Pixie, and Cheddar, I feel like we have high expectations for. Black Pepper's constantly been saying that she's not fun, she's not good at comedy, she's, you know, not that person. So I'm worried for her. I'm also kind of worried for Jonbers, because I'm not sure how Jonbers is going to do with stand-up comedy. I feel like next week's episode is going to be very up in the air as to what happens. But that is all for this week. Next week also we'll have Canada versus the world starting, so that's going to be fun. I'm excited for that. Get to see some more like Victoria Scone, Raja O'Hara, many good queens that are going to be on that. So that's going to be exciting. So it'll be 2 videos again next week, with another episode of UK and then the first episode of Canada versus the world on the 18th, I think. It's going to be good. I'm excited. Before you go, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell me down below who are you rooting for this season. Also, let me know who you are rooting for Canada versus the world. I'd be intrigued to see who everyone's rooting for. I think there's going to be a lot of Victoria Scone and Raja O'Hara fans. But we'll see. Till next time, I'm Indigo Diamond, and I shall see you lovely people later. Bye!